everyone, welcome to my Ed Talk. Today I want to talk about the book Reaching and Teaching Students in Poverty. The book or the author starts by describing the misperceptions on what it is to be poor. He poses a question of how much parent involvement would change or improve if these parents that are poor had access to livable wages and affordable health care. Because the problem with low performing schools is not the parents or the lack of parent involvement, as many people believe, but the inequalities of this social system. He defines poverty as the working class. If you're working and God forbid you lose your job, and in 2 months you don't have any savings to cover your rent or mortgage, cover your bills, and you lose it all, then you're pretty much poor. And on that note, I think most of us are poor. He describes social inequalities in this system. Equality and equity are two different things. I think of this idea as we're all created equal, but we're not all treated the same. And this sameness, this concept of sameness, is what equity entails. And this lack of equity in our society, at least in America, is what is causing problems in education as well, because poverty impacts education. And he goes on to describing the inequalities found in the workforce, for instance, with women and the disabled are still not offered the same opportunities, even though we think that by 2017 women would actually make the same as men. Women actually make 30% less than men. And he gives an example of a single mom, as we see in the character, applying for employment and pretty much not being hired because she's a woman and trying to enter in a men's world. I had an experience with this, being a single mom for 5 years, trying to get into graphic design. It was almost impossible for me. And this is a problem in our society. Because poverty can sometimes lead to more poverty. For example, he explains that poor people are often exposed to more dangerous jobs. For example, being exposed to more hazardous chemicals, or the people that work in the food service are exposed to low health care and things like that. And all this wear and tear on the body, or being exposed to dangers in the workplace, can lead to disabilities. And that leads me to the point that being disabled is also not a problem, but we still don't have opportunities for the disabled as we should, even though it's supposedly illegal to deny based on disability. I find personally, because um, I have family that's mentally and physically disabled who are unemployed, and they're having a really hard time um, and struggling with money. So the author makes a clear point that he doesn't intend for teachers to save the world and end poverty at once. What he wants to do with this is educate us so we can understand what poverty entails, what it is to be poor, so we can better serve this population of students. And this quote, "Without education, there is no hope for our people, and without hope, our future is lost," represents the mentality of the poverty, of the people living in poverty, who still value education, who still think that education is a way out of poverty. I think knowledge is power, and power to better ourselves and better our lives. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.